Welcome back. We have another breakdown. This is ADCC 2022. There was a lot of good matches last year, so I wanted to cover this one. I honestly don't recall this entire match, so I thought it'd be interesting to do a breakdown on it since it'll be somewhat new to me. We have Ffion and Beatriz here, and I know they're both very good, so I thought it'd be interesting. If you haven't yet, click on the link in the description where you can get access to all the strength and conditioning programs for the Sweet Science of Fighting Underground. And you can also submit footage to be broken down. So that being said, let's get started here. And I think they've already come out here. So this is going to be pretty fast paced, I think. So, all right, so we got a guard pull. That's somewhat expected, I believe. Ffion is just really good with her guard. So she's setting up a De La Riva here. De La Riva position. And I liked what, somebody's in the way there. I did like what Beatriz did there. She actually grabbed the hand that was grabbing for the De La Riva position and she peeled it off. Somebody did this to me a few weeks ago and I was like, oh, that works pretty well. Now, I think there's a bit of a sacrifice for stability, but it's instead of indirect, addressing grips indirectly, that's more of a direct grip, obviously, addressing the grip directly. And it works. So that was good. We do see a little bit of off balance here. So there's a bit of a off balancing there with the guard, but they recovered. Beatriz recovered, shooting for the leg here again, and grabbing the leg, shooting back to trying to get to a guard. At this point in time, I really think, again, as a general rule, I always tell people, if you look at this position, you know, the person, you're playing guard, the person just keeps pulling away from you. If this is the case and you have a hook on the leg, you know, Ffion should consider going forward here and kind of wrestling to get the top position. Even if it fails, she can always just sit back to guard if that's where she's comfortable. But I would encourage her to go forward here. But, you know, let's see if she does that. No, I mean, so it's fine either way. I think if you're just really comfortable playing your guard, you can do that and the person keeps pulling away, that's fine. But this is ADCC, so Beatriz has to be careful that she keeps that pressure going forward. If she doesn't keep the pressure going forward and she just keeps kind of backing away, she's going to get, you know, called for that. So, but so far, this is good. Okay, so that was basically trying to do kind of a jump past the guard a little bit, trying to pin the hip there, trying to walk around the guard. Some hand fighting. Okay, we're establishing some hooks here. This is that kind of go into like a reverse De La Riva position. You know, Beatriz has a good combat base here, so nothing. I do like the grip here on the forearm. That's looking good. Top leg here. Always notice the top leg is always going to be the leg that pummels to maintain the position, to gauge distance, and to reset the position. So resetting the guard. So guard retention, basically. So the top arm, top leg are always good at framing and guard retention. So right here, I do like these grips. You grip to get the collar tie, to get connection. She got the underhook here that could possibly produce, you know, some arm bar or arm entries, you know, choi bars and things like this. Beatriz has an underhook here, which is good. She has a grab on the shoulder here. She may try to turn this into some sort of over-under pass. But let's see here. Still in combat. I mean, really, Ffion's really messing with the posture here. I like that push of the knee. If you notice that, Beatriz actually took her left hand and really pushed that knee through so that she can drop her right knee over top and try to pass it through. And that really did spin Ffion here on the bottom. Ffion recovers again. It's fine. Okay, so the same position. She's, you know, Beatriz really holding onto this underhook on the leg here. This is good. I mean, it's not a. If Ffion's not careful here, you know, this could turn into a over under pass. She could start to pressure pass here, but right now she's pretty neutral, so she's, you know, staying kind of upright. She's trying to turn that corner, trying to drop that shoulder, but the guard is just too active here. Not enough connection. Just pinning that bottom, using her arm to pin the leg down. Still trying to keep that underhook, but now the underhook is not as useful because the she's not as high up on her shoulder. You know, the higher the leg here, up on the shoulder, the better. And if you want to go for that type of passing, once it gets down here on the bicep, you're really kind of carrying the person's weight. You're you're having to use a lot more energy if that's what you're actually trying to do. There are leg entries and stuff like that from this type of grip. But we'll see if that's actually the case. So she lets go of that. She goes for the top connection. Let's go to the top connection. Goes in the address to the legs, and we can see here we do have a De La Riva hook here. And perfect. So Beatriz is doing really good here. She's using both her hands to control the feet, push the feet down so she can start to step her legs out, or like high step, or produce knee rides, back steps, all kinds of things here. But she's addressing the hooks. The hooks have to be addressed when playing, especially at this level. You can't just allow people to have hooks on your legs if you're doing this type of passing. She pulls away again. Okay, so they're going again. So Visha's really not allowing grips here. She's just, she doesn't want to allow Ffion to get an actual grip on her arms here, on her hands here. So she's being very cautious. She wants to establish her grips, but not allow Ffion to establish her grips, at least in timing wise. But here we are again. We have a hook here. She does have a grip on the outside leg here. She has a connection with the upper body. So let's see how she. Good. So we're going right into the same position. Now she's going to a knee cut. And this knee cut looks pretty good because she's actually past her, the belly's over top here. She could switch the hips, drop the left hip down here, and kind of a hip switch, and start to produce a pass if she can get upper body connection. Fiona's it's not a terrible position if she's going to use her guard here. She can go inverted here pretty easily. There's many things she can do here. So let's see what she does. There's the inversion. So the pass actually happened, but the inversion, it was just too late. The reason why this is when you're knee cutting like that and just kind of jumping past, you have to remember you have very little connection. So you're really depending on timing, right? So it's really important to actually to have a little more connection, especially in no gi. This is a lot more difficult to do. But certainly she did pass for that split second, let's say. It wouldn't count as points, by any means, if this was a point-based system. But this does leave room for Ffion to invert, which is exactly what she did. Yeah, so we're right back into the same position. So passing, good. She tried to pass again, controlling the legs, going for De La Riva again, and she just pulls and walks away. I really would like here, since this is the third time this has happened. This is kind of a bit of a pattern. If Fiona was actually more comfortable, I don't know how she is comfortable. She is standing up. I believe she is. But as soon as she pulls away like this, anticipate that and come forward. Come forward and start to grab on the legs here. And she does come forward, like she kind of butt scoots forward to engage back in the guard. But if she were to use those hooks or her arms to actually get up and attack the leg, Beatriz may consider not doing that, or maybe consider that it creates a dilemma, right? Because if she does that, she may, I don't want her to wrestle up, and if I don't go forward, then So we're right back to the same position. Just trying to get that hook again. So a little bit of a wrestle up there, but then that really, if you noticed, as soon as Fiona started to wrestle up, Beatriz really drove back forward, which is correct. With both of them, that's actually the correct response. That was a good reset, little kick to the face there, but that's all right. The top leg is always going to be pummeling back through. If you noticed here, for a split second, Beatriz had kind of the inside position here. Her arm was on the hip, on Fiona's hip right here. And if Fiona would have allowed that, there could have been a potential pass because her hips are getting pinned here. But she quickly pummeled the top leg through, and this is going to put her back into to reset her guard, back to the inside position. So staying kind of neutral here, very just, good solid base. you know, not very much engaging here. You know, Beatrice really wants to establish her grips first before she actually starts to go forward, which is obvious. That's pretty smart. Um, the problem is there's just going to be a lot of hand fighting here and not a lot of movement with the upper body with the body. I'd like to see a little more forward movement from Beatrice here. Not necessarily to engage in Fiona's guard here. I mean, that would not be advisable just to start wading into the guard. But to use more indirect gripping, different strategy of passing, standing, seated, pressure passing, these different types of guard passing, she may be able to maybe threaten some leg locks to get different reactions. Some more hand fighting. And I really like that, Beatrice was actually controlling the outside leg here just to keep it out of the mix. But Fiona really, she kicked her leg free, and now she's going to pummel it back through. She has a bite on the head here with the collar tie, and looks like she has an underhook with her right arm under Beatrice's far arm over here. So that's the angle she was looking for. As soon as that leg got over top, and her right arm had an underhook on the arm here, on Beatrice's arm. This is going to turn into like a Choi bar position, so arm bar attacks, shoulder pinches, and all this stuff. So she has to be very careful with this top leg, not allowing this top leg to thread over top. So, she's not in a terrible position yet, but I do like what she's doing here with the arm. She's controlling the bottom leg, which is technically right, which is what she should be doing. There goes the armbar attack, but there wasn't enough connection. And Beatrice stepped over right into a leg lock. So this is good. So now we're into a bit of what we call the Z lock now, I believe. But I always call it, the Sambo knot position. It's basically just the leg is on the outside of the body over here. But you actually have a reap with both legs between the legs, both your legs between the person's legs. So this is a full reaping position and a very good position, actually. Right here. So you can see the leg over thread over top. We have a bit of the reap. And she's using a classic gable grip here. When I instruct this position, there are two grips that are much better. And not that this is wrong by any means. I just think that there are 7 or 8 grips in this particular position that you can kind of cycle through. And this is certainly one of them, and it's a good grip. And it's quick, so the timing wise, it can happen really fast. But usually what I prefer here is a rear naked choke grip on the leg or a heel assisted grip with the left hand here grabbing the heel, pulling it up into the armpit. These two grips are much stronger for this position. And I've just learned over the years that, especially more recently, that this is just a superior grips in this particular leg lock configuration. But again, not that this is wrong. You can obviously produce grips here. The issue here with this reaping leg is that there's no control of the far leg. If Beatrice had actually control of Fiona's far leg here, Fiona wouldn't be able to turn and spin this direction. It'd be very difficult. And she certainly couldn't go back to her left. So really the controlling point here is the far leg, which is mostly in most leg locks, you're going to find that controlling the second leg obviously is really what you should initially be trying to do. So that way you can gain control of the position. And then you can start moving into submissions. But in this particular position, Fiona may be able to get out here just because she's already turning. There's no control of this leg. She's already turning. This knee's going to go to the ground. And, one of the things that the Sambo knot position is not very good at is having a lot of knee line. Whereas in honey hole positions, 411 saddles and all that, you'll have more, you can control the knee line a little better, especially when you have the second leg. But I'll shut up about that and let's keep going. So now you have to be very careful here. Beatrice has to be very careful that Fiona doesn't backstep here and get the knee pinch on the top leg here, because then she could roll to her shoulder and she can actually start to attack Beatrice back. So you have to be very careful here. And you can see the knee. The knee, you're starting to lose the knee line. Again, if she had the other grip, this would be a different story. She'd be in a much better position. So Fiona just sits back, which is interesting. She freed her knee line, so her knee line's good now. And now we switch to like to the other side. The issue now is the knee line's been compromised. So now the leg is not on the outside anymore. Now we're into a reposition with Fiona's leg on the inside. What we consider this the inside, which would be more of the honey hole position, if indeed Beatrice's right leg is still reaped. If the right leg is still reaped, then she's more in a honey hole position, 411 saddle, whatever you want to call it. And now this is a much different heel hook. Okay, so, but I can't see from this angle, but if the knee line is, if there's no knee line, this is going to be hard to do. You can still produce heel hooks from the honey hole position with minimal knee line. We call it the short heel hook. It can still be produced, but it's very difficult, especially at this level. You know, you really have to have control of the knee line, if not the second leg as well, to produce anything. And if you notice here too, Fiona's doing a really good job of using her other leg to post on this leg to kind of kick her leg straight. I always say there's simple formulas that we utilize for leg lock defense, and one of those formulas is to open the person's legs. If you can open the legs, it's going to be very difficult to finish particular leg lock submissions. So hiding your heel, freeing your knee line, separating the legs. These are all very simple methods for leg lock defense. So she's posting that leg to stretch free her knee line. And as you can see, her knee line is free now. There'll be a scramble here. And she tried to get that shoulder pinch on the way up. Fiona tried to get that shoulder pinch on the way up, but then Beatriz pulled backwards. A little bit of a push. They're going to reset to the middle. Okay, so there's just a lot of the same fighting here. Beatriz is she's staying neutral, not pressuring in any kind of way, no pressure passing. She's just really fighting for grips and fighting just for the position before she actually enters. They have about 7 minutes left, so we'll see what can happen here. She's really trying to control the legs, Fiona's legs to actually to start to produce a pass. She's trying to get the inside position as well, but Fiona's really good at, threading this top leg over top, pummeling it back in. There may have been a kick to the face there or something. That's why they're, as interesting as this is, it's like Fiona's actually being a lot more aggressive here because she keeps scooting towards and Beatriz keeps backing away. This would definitely be, if it went to judges or something, it would be, even though Beatriz is the one actually trying to pass guard, in this particular point, you could say that Ffion was being more aggressive. I mean, she's very comfortable. It's like you're chasing her. She's butt scooting. The scariest move in jiu-jitsu is the butt scoot. You may see some sort of cartwheel or something here pretty soon. That was a smack to the face. You gotta be careful with that. Just get poked to the eye. I've been poked to the eye when people do that. But this is ADCC, so she's going to wrap her leg again, and so to the De La Riva. There's the De La Riva. So now she has a deep bite on the De La Riva leg. We'll see if Beatriz tries to play this position. She already looks like she's trying to. She's controlling the outside leg, which is very important. She's pinning that leg down. She may use her right hand to try to pin the other foot down. But you notice this grip. This grip is a little deeper here. What Fiona has here. This grip is much deeper. It's down to the bicep. Instead of just grabbing with the hand, she's actually scooping the leg, down to the crook of her elbow. So this is a different, much tighter position. Now she switched back to the hand. She switched her hand back to regular De La Riva. Now De La Riva's gone. More butt scooting. She could have, I would have said for her to just, she had Collar tie. She was coming up. Her head was above her head. She should have just popped up and snapped her down to try to get her down. Even if it failed, she'd just go back to her guard. Got about 5 minutes. De La Riva again. So now we have De La Riva with the left arm. She's lacing around to get more connection with her right arm behind the knee here and using the hook. So see what she does with this. So she's trying to go inverted here. But, it's very hard to go inverted too when your opponent is actually controlling the far leg. It's going to be difficult for her to get this leg out and over top because she wants this leg to go over top. As long as Beatriz controls the leg here, it's going to be very difficult to go completely inverted. Arm drag, beautiful. So I was about to say from that De La Riva position, as soon as her hand switched to the armpit, there's going to be a beautiful arm drag here, especially with Beatriz's arm still posting on the leg here. This is good because now this arm's going to have to come out and start to post. See the post? So the left hand posted really hard right there. You have to, or you're just going to face plant. But this gives an opportunity. So there's an opportunity now to get an angle. So she certainly has an angle. You can see the angle has been produced, and if something can happen from it. No. So they go right back to the position. So see, as soon as she pulls away, she should come back up, even though she wasn't able to pull away. Because she had a deeper bite on her De La Riva. She stayed connected, and then Beatriz noticed this, and so she comes driving back forward, and now this top leg is on top of her shoulder. So this is a much different position. And again, there's a post on the neck there. This has been a lot more common more recently, is people posting on the jawline or posting on the neck to frame the person away. This is used for the person on bottom typically just to get more space, to generate more space, so that they can work their guard. It's backing away. She needs to be careful. She can continue backing away. This is looking like she's not, you have to keep pressing forward. And I feel like Beatriz is being much more cautious here. And I don't know if she's going to be called for backing away like this. Going in circles. This is, yeah. See, so you can see the referee now being like, "Hey, you have to engage. You have to engage." And right there, that was beautiful. So as soon as the engage happens, she did an ankle pick, or a type of ankle pick, and got to the top. And this could have been Beatriz too, just kind of like, okay, let me play something different here. Let me play a bit of a guard. Doesn't seem like she wants to play guard. That's very interesting. And she'd rather be on top, which, makes sense. Maybe she's not as comfortable as in guard as Ffion is here. Now they're standing up. Good. There's a snap. Very good. She should go to a headlock position here. Nope. Okay, collar tie, hand fighting. Okay, try a little judo sweep there. A little judo trip. Okay, so we got a double unders there. Or sorry, over under. Tied up. Another step in to do a judo trip. I like that. So I've seen this before. A person will take the right knee when somebody has a double hand grip on the one hand, which is good. This is good on Beatriz end. So you got a 2-on-1. Is you take your right knee and try to chop the grips off, or at least one of them off. Didn't work. So Beatriz must have a really strong grip. Good, right there. So you can see, as long as she takes this right hand, her right arm here, and starts to really press to the left, blocks this knee off, this is going to stumble Beatriz to her right. So this will be interesting. Nope. So she could go into a judo something. There it is, judo right there. I was about to say that perfect setup for a judo toss, and that's exactly what happened here. She stepped in. Now she has a hip toss. Boom. That was actually really nice. That was impressive. Good combination, but Beatriz already is scrambling to get up here. But she's getting to the side control now. Now she's going to get to the back. She's a little high here. Fiona's a little high, and so she may run the risk of sliding off here, but we'll see. Her legs still look in pretty good position here. She still has a seat belt. Okay, now she's doing okay. She's still on the side, has an angle. Now she's reaching to get back to the seat belt here, so she goes back to the underhook to reestablish, to realign herself. Okay, so now we're going into a bit of almost 100% position. If she takes this left arm and goes through, she'll be into 100 position, but she's definitely got the 2-on-1 here. This is good. She's got a good, starting to produce a body lock almost here. She needs to change that angle just a little bit. But she's doing good here. So what's happening here, this is very interesting. The reason why she can't really turn that corner, get a spinal alignment here, which is what Ffion on top, which is what she wants, is because Beatriz is actually holding the knee here. As long as she holds onto this leg here, Ffion cannot turn completely. She can't, she needs to free her knee right here. She needs to get that knee free and pull it to her left over here. So, but as long as Ffion holds this knee to her body, she can't really turn the corner. Problem is this kind of like half Nelson position that we have here. This is going to be a problem. So they're kind of stuck here. And see how she's cranking the neck down? So she's taking her elbow and cranking the neck down. This is extremely uncomfortable and will eventually break the person down to this shoulder. She's got a good post here. Beatriz got a good post. But even if she breaks her down, if she holds onto this knee, she should still be okay. This is a neck cranking the head down. So she's switching back to a seatbelt position. Ffion switching back to a seatbelt. Curious to see what the points are. I know there was a takedown. Again, she's trying to go back over to where she was, but Beatriz doing a really good job of staying tight, trying to get, really hold on to that knee so that she can't turn the corner. Okay, she's like trying to get to 100%. There's the 100% position. So she has a hook on the one side, and she has the forearm thread under the armpit. So now if she were to pull, she switched back. She's cranking that head down. This is what I would advise her to keep doing, to push that head down. This is going to force, Beatriz from her knees here to fall to her side. There it is, falls to her side. Okay, so she falls to her side. This is completely normal. The body goes where the head goes. So it has to happen. And now we have a body lock. So now this is actually a problem. We have a good seatbelt position. And, Beatriz is trying to get back to her knees here. She's got to watch her neck. Okay. Just watching her neck. She's got the body lock now in turtle position. This is an awful position. I mean, for the person on bottom, it's just extremely tight. Now she's opting to get rid of the body lock and throw her second hook in. This is interesting. I suppose to get a little more of an angle to turn. And you can see now she's completely in complete spinal alignment. Okay, so now she has two hooks. This is going to be different. She can try to start to hip in, try to go get her belly down flat. Okay, there's a lot of hand fighting going on under here, but essentially she wants to get, to extend her hips down extend her legs and pressure her hips down. We can see the hands on over here. So Beatrice needs to be very careful with taking her hand and putting it down here. I know she's trying to get rid of this hook, but she has to be very careful with her neck because she's belly down right now. So we're switching back to a body lock now, but with the leg to the inside. So now this is going to be very difficult to reach back and get out. She should stop. Yep. She should go back to fighting the hands to stop the choke. But she does have an angle here now. So she has a bit of an angle. Okay, so now she's done a good job here. So now she's getting back to flat. She's beating the back position. Beatriz actually beating the back position. And she's going to end up in possibly an arm triangle here. But right at the last second, see there, she stuck her hand right there inside. This is gonna save her from that position. So she got her hand wedged in there. So now the position can't be completed. It'll be very uncomfortable, but it'd be very difficult to finish the choke here. So it's putting more pressure down, trying to stay connected, trying to really fish that right arm through. So she has the angle here. She can keep working in this position. She's being really tenacious here with this arm triangle. And then, Beatriz is actually trying to get flat here. Looks like she's trying to get flat. This will free her from the position, but she'll be stuck in a bit of a mount, but she's trying to trap the leg. You can see her hand here grabbing that leg to get Fiona's leg. Fiona's doing a tripod to free the leg. It looks like she did. Now she's in mount position. Beatriz still is trying to trap that leg. So she's trying to scoop under with her left arm to maybe toss her off. So it looks like time's over and she won by points. We'll see what see if they show what the final points are. Looks 6-0. Good. Okay, so that was a very good match. Honestly, I just remember seeing bits and pieces of this last year when this was going on. But both these grapplers are really, really, really good. Fun to watch. Yeah, that was good. Learned a lot from that one. I would say this is, on Beatriz's part, she was a bit hesitant on a lot of her movement, pulling away and not kind of staying in these neutral positions. Which is understandable. You should just be, diving into someone's guard, unless you're like one of the retellers or something. But you should be cautious. But that tends to can also cost you as well. So, but both of them did very well. So this is a good one. So, all right. We'll move on to another one. I might do some more ADCC breakdowns just because last year was so good. All right. Thanks.